red tape for this?
Pretty good. I don't think there's anything too serious there. Yeah, so they're really confident about that part of it. Just what he's done is, they're not sure, but it's not something they don't see long term.
But he wanted to be extra cautious, obviously.
Yeah, no, he was. It's a tough place for him because he's been there too many times now. Yeah, but as I said, the good news is it's not serious.
Jared Hargrave said before the game he really wanted to play and was passionate about playing. He showed that. There was plenty of feeling in the first quarter, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. Well, I think the Indigenous team were really coming us hard, and at the beginning there, lots of passion and emotion, and which was running through them. Thank God it ran out in the end and gave us a chance to get back into the game.
Was that where quarter time might have been good?
I was know it's a quarter time. I think the half time they're just starting to run out at half time. It was just starting. You could see it starting to wane a little bit, and we picked ours up in the second half. We were not matching them, and we picked it up in the second half, and they'd fired all their bullets.
There were some people cited last year. Do you think there's anything
cited?
Yeah, after last year's game, there was anything to worry about with this one?
No, I don't think so, Steve.
Benji, the rule changes. What did you make of the one with the with no penalties in the ruck?
Yeah, I don't mind the 6 to go call, but I think it just happened a little bit too often. It's sometimes it's an easy way out instead of having to blow a penalty to just go 6 again. So, I think it's something we could think about, just as long as it doesn't get carried away too much.
Yeah, it was pretty hard to defend against.
Oh, mate, it was hard. For a supposed first game of the season, that's as tense as for a so-called trial. It's past that. It's right up there with tougher than an NRL game.
How heated was that first half? It looked like emotions were fairly high.
Oh, mate, look, maybe for a couple of people, but it was just emotion of the game and nothing serious.
Do you think that rough rule could become law in 2013 or beyond?
Oh, yeah, I do. Like I said, if it doesn't get too carried away, we had one set there where we got 4 in a row, back to back, and that's going to hurt teams. But I suppose if it's going to clean up that ruck area, why not?
What did you make of it, Wayne?
I agree with Benji. It'll clean the ruck area up, and that's one of the things I like about it. It'll just stop a lot of the little rubbish that goes on in there, which, the refs are in a tough place with this because, and I think it's the way out for them. If they gave away all the penalties they should in a game, then you guys would beat them to death. The media I'm talking about. So that's not going to happen. They hate reading about themselves more than I do. This way is a way out from where the game has great continuity still, puts you under a lot of pressure defensively, and I think it will be a way of the future. I don't know what happened with the power play. I've got no idea because we both played our 5 minutes in the first half of the power play. In the second half, I'm still trying to work it out, but someone, I think...
I caught it, mate.
Yeah, and we scored a try?
Yeah.
And they scored a try and they took the power play off. I didn't see that. That wasn't my interpretation of...
Yeah,
once they score...
Yeah, well, that's ridiculous.
I don't know either.
That's ridiculous.
But I'm glad it went both ways because they
scored. That was never discussed. There was never any discussion where that was ever talked about.
It's a great week, though.
So, it's not a big deal, but the bottom line is I think if you get a 5-minute power play, you get a 5-minute power play, and that's what you got to defend for.
No one tried that 20-50 kicks in, did they?
What about when they scored in their power play? Shouldn't have made it null and void then? Because they scored in our power play, we're supposed to score, and they scored.
Mate, I don't know what you just said.
they don't either, trying to work it out. But that's what happened in our power play. They scored the try. We didn't. We scored later on.
The officials being mic'd up, Wayne, would you like to see that?
The good news for me personally, I was in the coach's box and you don't hear it. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I can't answer that.
At least the fans and with understand interpretations, there might be less, argy-bargy in the media about what the decision was if they were all mic'd up.
You're going to be out of a job soon if they take that away from you as well.
I imagine you don't like to see Channel 9 blokes come on the field once a year in this game as well.
Yeah, we've got to be pretty careful about all that stuff. We're not the big bash. We are. But this is an exhibition game which we all recognise, and we buy into a whole lot of things that we will not do. And that's the way it should be, Steve. There's no complaints there with me about that. We're trying to make this a pretty special event, and tonight's football stood up great. It was an excellent game of football, and that's the best thing we've still got going for us, is the way that we play our football.
Is that the best of the 3
Yeah, my opinion was, yeah, they were great first half. We won the second half and wasn't much in it, but it was just a quality game right across the night.
And that ruck rule, I mean, do you reckon that encourages a bit more running and use of the ball? I mean,
of course it does. I mean, if you're defended for 4 and then all of a sudden you've got 6 to go, there's 10 tackles. So, you know, you're going to be a pretty dumb footy team if you just keep doing another hit up and hit up after hit up. So, and these guys were getting on. We're putting some good little passes together, doing some, and they were too. So, I think, as I said, I think it's a way of the future, but not just today, but it will happen.
Should we have a look at it in the trials in the next couple of weeks, just to
Oh, no,
see if it can work?
no, it's okay. Let's just get a plan for it.
Strongest contender won.
Yeah, no, it's again, it's always hard to watch what the opposition are doing and make those opinions. We interchanged a lot of our players, but I thought Gallen was, really, really good. And I thought Cooper Cronk was really good. Our backs didn't see a lot of the ball in the first half, but they did a good job. It was there, but yeah, I just thought he was probably. And Hindmarsh wasn't far behind. And Luke Bailey, he played good tonight. I thought he was looked like he'd gone back 3 or 4 years of he ran great and. Yeah, I wasn't disappointed in anybody, to be honest with you. I thought they were all. But if you want in the top 4 or 5, that was probably where it came from.
Benji, one of your countrymen, Jared Barrera-Hargraves, he knows how to ruffle a few feathers out there.
You said it.
Well, I mean, he is a bloke who seems to get a white line fever.
Mate, you have to ask him. I don't know what happened.
How do you captain a guy like that?
Oh, mate, he's like I said, it was just emotion out there. I think, off the field, he's completely the opposite. He's quite an out there character and quite, he's out there.
Benji, what did you make of the pre-match ceremony with the guys coming out with the spears?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, it's the same as I suppose what we do for New Zealand.
He wanted to poke his toe out and hope they'd run away, but we weren't doing the haka.
I thought Chris Sandell's really going to throw that boomerang at me there. Seriously. Okay.
Do you enjoy this week, sort of?
Mate, I love it. Just to be a part of it. First of all, the work it does for the Indigenous community. I think at the end of the day, like I said, it's not about the game entirely. It's about what we can achieve for the Indigenous communities and the awareness that we put out there. And that's important for me. And to be around guys like Wayne and get the chance to play with guys like Paul Gallen, Cooper Cronk, Nathan Hindmarsh that I'd never get the chance to because I play for New Zealand. It's a buzz for me.
I know it's not about the result, but do you feel like you spoiled a party tonight? There are so many Indigenous fans in the crowd.
Well, mate, that's the respectful thing for us to do is to play our best and try and win that game. And we spoke about that. We don't want to let each other down. I think in the first half, we were guilty of probably doing that a little bit. And in the second half, we really stood up for each other and turned the result around.
It's not an Origin or a Premiership way that winning something called the Alphabets and Trophy give you a buzz, no doubt.
Yeah, no, it does, Steve. I'm pleased to put Benji to be a part of it for the same reasons as Benji, and I'm pleased that we both sides put a great game of football on tonight, and we can't honour him any better than that by playing our best, and that's what we did.